Now, the wave swept through Ghana's capital, sending shivers down many spines. Last night's earth tremors, measuring 4.0 on the Richter scale, has raised questions about more shocks in Ghana. An expert in disaster risk management, Dr. Ishmael Norman, joins me on the line to share some knowledge on this with us. But first, here are a few experiences shared today on the Super Morning Show.
We thank God that yesterday it was scary. So the first one we me up, then the second one is very serious. Then the third one comes, then we say Alhamdulillah.
Last night I was actually up late writing an online exam, and then suddenly I felt some vibrations in the building. I actually live in a storage building, but I'm on the ground floor, so the first one was quite mild, and so I ignored. And a few minutes later, then a heavy one occurred. Well, to be honest, no, I didn't know what to do. Yes, because when the second vibration occurred, I was actually wondering, okay, so if this was an earthquake, what am I going to do?
Yesterday, what I experienced yesterday, my brother, you can't imagine. Around, I think, 11 p.m., then I was on the bed, and I heard a vibration on my body.
Wow.
So I just get up. I said, what is it? Then second time the thing was happening again. So I have to call my neighbor and say, Yima, and say, I'm Robert Diabahao.
Oh, Charlie.
So I just take my knife and just go out and say, hey, who is there? Then the thing happened again. So it's like now I have to play, just come to the room and take my anointing oil and be playing, God, what is this, what is that?
My fear is that, it just so says you should run out. It's as if when you run out, nothing will happen outside. I really feel that it's riskier going outside when it's happening, because you don't know where the thing is passing and what will happen outside.
I understand you. I understand you.
We need a lot of education. And
I was so scared. It was around 10:50, 11 p.m. and my door just shook, plus my bed. So I was like, hey, what is happening? So I got up and sat on the bed for a moment, and it happened again. So I have to get up, and I was just standing in the room doing nothing. I was just, am I dreaming or? And then I stood for some time, and I lie on the bed again, but it didn't happen again.
Well, many went on social media also to share their experiences. But speaking on News Desk, the experts I'm about to talk to, Dr. Ishmael Norman, urged Ghanaians to build in high areas as he hints of bigger tremors in the future. He joins me via Zoom right now so we can have a chat. Dr. Norman, thank you for your time this afternoon.
Good afternoon. How are you? I'm
blessed. I hope you are too. So, I don't know how you felt it yourself yesterday. Did you? Because I didn't.
I actually am not. I don't have irrational fear for a number of dangers like earthquake, because I do understand why we have them, and I do know how to prepare myself. And it begins from your house. If the house is well built to withstand earthquake, tremor, or earthquake itself, then your fear reduces, because knowledge builds confidence. So I wasn't particularly afraid, and in my house has various zones where you can actually build into the house already, where you can go and seek shelter.
Okay, so from the way you describe it, it's as if there was a deliberate attempt to create such shock absorbing areas in your house. I mean, this was put in the plan of your house?
Because of what I do, and I've been at this for a while. So when we're designing the house, maybe a decade and a half ago, we put in all these measures and sunk extra pillars with extra springs to make the house a bit more resistant and resilient to earthquake.
Okay,
because I live in the Kokrobite area and right on the coast, so the ocean cannot be like a buffer, or in fact sometimes the ocean can increase the ground acceleration. So when you are in such places like all the people in Accra, all the houses should have taken into consideration some of these modalities when they were building them.
I see. You're warning of more of such tremors. Why?
Well, I think all the experts, all the seismologists in this country and elsewhere have said, even though the ground acceleration, the tectonic plate in Africa doesn't move beyond 10% over a 50-year period, we have already gone beyond that 50-year period, and therefore the likelihood, the probability that there will be a major earthquake in Ghana, according to the seismologists, is very high. And so on the basis of that, nobody can predict when it's going to happen. But when you have back-to-back tremors like that, you have to be a bit concerned about it, because it's as if nature is preparing itself to give us a big show.
Is there any scientific evidence that you can add to this to make it more, a stronger point for us, you think?
Nobody can predict earthquake. As for that, everybody knows that. They're working towards giving a warning, early warning, like 15 minutes, 10 minutes before it happens, but nobody can actually predict it. So there is no scientific evidence. However, there is anecdotal evidence that oftentimes when you have these kinds of events happening back to back and the tremors continue, then you have to basically prepare yourself for the eventuality, but they don't know when the eventuality will happen.
Based on that, finally, Doc, what sort of education do you think we need, or what do you think we need as a country from your experience, since you're calling this warning? I
think have to be a little bit more circumspect in downloading warning as to what to do in an earthquake. For example, some of it said go under a table. If you live in a wooden structure, you can go under a table. But when you live in concrete block house, you cannot go under a table, because if a block falls on that table, it will collapse on you. So for me, I would say some of the areas of the house that are often reinforced are those that have concrete casting institute. The type of block infill with pre-stressed beam houses that are found in most of our high rises are not really good for a place like this, but who am I to say? The engineers approve it, and so we are using it, and because it's cheaper, people are using it. So if you feel that there's a tremor or earthquake coming, and if you have a place that is already concrete and a floor, it cast institute, you can be under it. Going outside sometimes is helpful, but electric lines can also fall on you, trees can fall on you, buildings can fall on you. So the best place is to stay in a more fortified area of your house. Oftentimes, under staircases are very good places to take refuge in a quickie, because staircases are really well reinforced if they are built well. The problem is that our houses are built by artisan class that really don't understand the force of gravity and concrete and all of that. So it's a dicey issue, but there are many, many homes in Ghana where people can be well protected in an event of an earthquake.
Well, Doc, we'll say a very big thanks. I don't know what lessons there are to pick from these, and I don't know whether we already have, but thank you very much. Dr. Ishmael Norman is a disaster risk management expert.